This video is going to work with solving equations. It's going to do it in multiple ways. There are going to be some free response story problems. There's going to be solving equations and graphing on a number line. And there's also going to be select an equation that matches a given solution. The first example that we're going to look at says that the solution to the equation is going to be 6. And then we have to look at each one of these and see if we put a 6 where the x is and solved it, would this be true and give us the answer that it says it's supposed to. So that's how I'm going to work these out. On letter A, it says x plus 6. So wherever the x is, that's where I'm going to be putting 6. X plus 6 is supposed to be 18. So 6 plus 6 is 18. Well, 6 plus 6 is 12. So that's not going to give us the right answer. That's going to be a big no. Answer choice B says 2x plus 10 is 16. So right here is where the x is, and that's going to be multiply. If I test that one out, 2 times 6 plus 10 more, is that going to equal 16? 2 times 6 is 12, plus 10 more, supposed to be 16. While 12 plus 10 is 22, and 22 is definitely not 16. So that's also no. Answer choice C says negative 3x plus 12 is 18. So the x is going to be timesing with negative 3. So I'm going to test that one out. Switch back to the purple. Answer choice C. Negative 3 times 6 plus 12 should equal 18 if this is the right one. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Plus 12 more, is that going to be 18? Negative 18 plus 12 is negative 6. Negative 6 does not equal 18. So that's going to be no. So if we worked all these out correctly, D should be the right answer, but I'm going to test it out. Answer choice D, it says negative x, so that's where the 6 is going to be, plus 15 equals 9. So negative 6 plus 15 is 9. Well, when I tried this, negative 6 plus positive 15, that is 9. 9 equals 9. Yay, check mark. Letter D would be the one that 6 fits in and makes it true. And using the answer choices and testing out each one of these equations is going to be, for some people, the easiest way instead of solving them all and see if they equal 6. So for me, this is the easiest way to do it. The next problem gives you the equation starting out. It says 3.5x take away 0.8 is supposed to be 2.7. Now where these dots are, this time is going to represent the answer that goes in the equation. So if I'm looking at each one of these answer choices where the dots are, the letter A answer choice says it's supposed to be 2.5. Then answer choice B says that it's supposed to equal 3.5. Answer choice C says it's supposed to be negative 1. And answer choice D says it's supposed to be positive 1. So now I'm going to really solve the equation and see which one of these 4 answer choices it really equals. And I'm going to move down to the bottom so I have more space. 3.5x subtract 0.8 equals 2.7. When I solve these equations, I draw a line down the equal sign and then I start working backwards. So instead of doing negative or take away 0.8, I'm going to do the opposite of it, and that would be positive or plus 0.8. And whatever I do to the left side, I do to the right side. So positive 0.8 or plus 0.8. These two cancel each other out. And then when I keep going, 2.7 plus 0.8. Whoops, that did not work good. Let me erase it. 7 plus 8 is 15, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have 3.5. Then I'm going to take this 3.5x, and I'm just going to bring it down here. 3.5x equals 3.5x. So the only thing that could make this true, if I multiply this by 1, I would still keep the same answer. So the solution to the problem would be x equals 1. And that would make us choose answer choice D. The next question, a lot of people see all these words in the answer choices and they tend to just say, I'm not even going to waste my time reading all these because it's too many words. But there's a couple strategies that will make this way easier, and you just need to look at a couple key points in the problem. If you think about the equation, the number that's with the x, if you start with that one, it's the one you're going to be multiplying with, and key words that let you know you're multiplying with it are the words each, or every, or per. So those are the ones I'm going to look for when I read the story problems. And if I don't see it with a 5, then I know that's the wrong answer choice. If you read answer choice A, it says, Azra buys 8 pounds of peanuts, 5 pounds of almonds. She spends $30.50 in all. What is the price per pound of peanuts? So the thing this question is asking for is peanuts, because it says per for peanuts. So if you go back and you look for, is peanuts supposed to be 5 or 8? This shows you that 8 pounds is for peanuts. That would mean 8 gets the X, which is wrong. Answer choice B, Kate runs the same number of miles every weekday. On Saturdays, she runs 8 miles. She does not run on Sunday. In 1 week, she ran 30.5 miles. How many miles does Kate run each weekday? So this question didn't have the digit 5 in it at all, but the clue is at the end. It says, how much does she run each weekday? So if you think about a week in general, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there's 5 of those. 5 weekdays, so this would be 5x. So that looks pretty good. But you should always check all your answer choices just in case. Jillian bowls 8 games. She rents shoes for $5. She spent $30.50 in all. How much does she pay for each game? Or how much does each game cost? That's the word each. I'm going to go back and look and see if the 5 or the 8 goes with games. And when you look up here, it says 8 games. So that means 8 would have the X on this one, which is also wrong. We don't want that. The last answer choice says, Sherry bought a ticket to a baseball game for $5 and a hot dog and a drink for $8. In all, she spent $30.50 at the ball game. How much did she spend on parking? So since this one is saying how much did she spend on parking, it's not multiplying with a 5 or 8. this would not be 8x because that's for the drink and the hot dog. And it wouldn't be 5x either because 5x was for the tickets bought to the game. So letter D is also wrong. So ultimately, final answer is B because it's the one that says 5x. This last example for this video is a story problem, and then we have to just come up with our own answer. It says Lydia's gas tank was 3/4 the way full when she left on a trip. She used 8 gallons of gas during her trip. Now, 5.5 gallons of gasoline remain in her tank. How many gallons does the tank hold in her car? So that means it's wanting the total. How much total gallons could the car hold? So for this one, what I'm going to do is go back to an elementary strategy. I'm going to draw a bar, like a fraction bar, to represent the gas tank and section it off into fourths. If this was my gas tank and I section it off into 4 equal parts. So it says it was 3/4 of the way full. So these pieces would represent how much gas she has at the beginning of her trip. 3/4 of the way full. And it said during her trip, she used 8 gallons, plus now she still has 5.5 gallons of gasoline left. If you add those two together, that's 13.5. So 3/4 of the tank takes up 13.5 gallons. If I want to know how much these segments are that equal a total of 13.5, I would just divide this by 3, and then I know every one of these increments of the gas tank is equal to the same quantity, and I can just do 4 of them. If I set up a dividing problem, 3, because 3 of the parts have gas in it, 3 divided into 13.5. Put in my decimal, and that's going to go in evenly. So each one of these is worth 4.5. And since they're equal size pieces, this other section should also be 4.5. Now when the question is asking how many gallons of gas can the tank hold, the total is what I actually need to know. Not just how much she used, not just how much the other segment is, it's the total. So if each one of my fourths is worth 4.5, I would multiply those together to get the total. 180 wouldn't make sense. So remember, there's 1 digit behind the decimal for this one. So the gas tank can hold 18 gallons. Yay, done.